We have taken partial reprogramming and turned it into a therapeutic, given it to extremely old mice, mimicking really old people who need to increase their health in general. And we've been able to show that we're able to increase the mice health longevity using this one-time gene therapy injection.
And so what does that mean in practice? How much extra time did you give the mice?
We doubled their remaining lifespan. So that if they were expected to live 2 more months, they lived 4 more months. And so if a person was expected, an 80-year-old person was expected to live 5 to 10 more years, they would live 10 to 20 more years.
Do you think, how straightforward is the line between mice and 2 months and human beings and 10 years? How straight is that line?
It is not completely straight. I think there's still a little bit to be done to translate into humans, but that's what Rejuvenate is working on, the tools necessary to make that possible. This was more of a proof of concept to show that this therapeutic avenue has the potential to be a therapeutic treatment in humans.
And does it become a treatment for those who are suffering from diseases of breakdown, things like dementia? Or is it as a sort of prophylactic thing that you get your shot at 80 and then you never get?
Well, so that's the nice thing about this particular therapy. You don't have to eat healthy your whole life. You don't have to exercise every day. Once you get this therapy at 80, let's say, it should helpfully reverse diseases of aging as well as the underlying thing that is causing aging itself, which is a misregulation of gene expression.
So does that mean that what you're giving people is 10 more years of good life before things start to break down?
The idea here is the Holy Grail here is that we should be able to reverse the diseases permanently so that they never get them in the first place. Not that we're delaying. So generally in longevity, you are delaying the accumulation of age-related problems and hopefully decreasing and minimizing those problems. But with age reversal, which is what this technology is able to do, we're reversing the disease itself and preventing it from ever occurring again.
So what do people die of?
Well, hopefully they won't. But
because I don't know, this is terrifying. This is the one brilliant and terrifying here. No,
we're going to reverse the disease itself, and we will start on specific diseases. So we will narrowly focus on specific tissues and organs. So, for instance, if this was going to cure a neurological disease, it would be focused to the brain, and we would be reversing the diseases of the brain in that particular therapeutic. Eventually, we'll be able to stack the brain, the liver, the muscle, and be having whole body rejuvenation. But to start, we'll start with single tissue organ areas where we'll be able to reverse diseases of that single tissue or organ.
Am I allowed to quote Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park to you here now and say that, this is all very well, but are you spending so much time wondering whether you could and not enough wondering whether you should?
Well, I don't think anybody could argue with reversing diseases. I don't think anybody would want Alzheimer's or dementia or want to have heart disease or heart attack. I think we're all pretty aligned in general. Humanity is eliminating the diseases of aging. As a side effect, you may become healthier and younger and live longer, but I think nobody wants the diseases of aging.
But do we want to live forever?
I don't think that's on the table just yet. I don't know if that's a question that we need to answer today. I think there's lots of morality and implications there, but I think today the answer is we want to eliminate the diseases of aging, and I think everybody's aligned, very universally saying, yes, I don't think anybody wants these diseases.
So the interesting point is that basically this could be seen as a get out of jail free card, where you effectively say, you batter your body for 70 years, but don't worry, the doctors will come magically swooping in with a shot. That raises its own ethics as well, doesn't it?
Maybe. It depends how, there's no magic bullet that can cure all. The more damage you do, the harder it's going to be to reverse that damage. So the healthier you are, the more likely you are going to be able to reverse the limited damage that you've done. But what we've shown here is that this is powerful enough to not care from a normal life of a mouse, that whatever damage was done without having to eat healthy or exercise every day, we're able to reverse the age of that mouse.
So how long are we talking about this? Because this is big stuff, isn't it? If this were to actually work perfectly, if this were to genuinely reverse aging illnesses, dementia, a massive curse of our times. How far from mice getting 2 months to your magic shot being given to you on your 70th birthday are we?
Well, I think Rejuvenate Bio is perhaps 3 to 5 years away for testing this type of therapeutic in people for a specific disease. The FDA, as well as the EU, do not have aging as classified as a disease. So we would like to go after specific diseases of aging that people have the most problems with. And within the next 3 to 5 years, we'll hopefully be testing that in humans for a specific disease.
And is this a long bet for a company like this thing? Because presumably, that we are talking near Holy Grail stuff here. That if you develop the drug that does this, is this a bet a company like Rejuvenate Bio wants to take, that in 10 years' time this will be a universal drug that will work for people?
That's definitely our hope, is that this therapeutic can help many, many people. I think gene therapy thus far has focused on small populations of orphan diseases, and we're hoping to expand the patient population that can receive gene therapy to these curative, transformative treatments.
Yeah, amazing. And then just to find out that so is the one, if you could name one illness that you think that this would work for, is dementia the one that you think about? Is that the one that's the first goal?
We're actually still exploring numerous different age-related diseases and mouse models to better select our first target. We want to be sure we have the greatest likelihood of success to get this out there into people, so that we can iterate and make it better and better and keep on providing these transformative therapies.
But the sort of things, the implication in our conversation has been dementia, hasn't it? Has been a thing.
Alzheimer's, they're on the list, as well as several other age-related diseases. You can imagine cardiac indications, liver indications, muscle indications. So like anything that you slowly accumulate as you age, these are on our short list.